Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. So as we get into the back end of the trading week, the earnings season is fully upon us now. The big banks are actually yesterday and today releasing their earnings. Yesterday was a turn of JPMorgan Chase as they posted third quarter results that exceeded expectations on a $15 billion boost, then better than expected loan losses as well. So here are the numbers then: $3.74 per share versus $3, and revenue coming in at $30.44 billion versus just under $30 billion. So quite significant for JP Morgan. And today is the turn of the other big banks of America as well. Also, just wanted to have a touch upon Delta Airlines as well. They actually did beat profitability expectations on their earnings. However, the CEO is actually a little bit downbeat because of the suspected rise in fuel prices until the end of the year. Even though travel and tourism is getting back on its feet, there is this obvious worry that there will be a little bit of a downbeat turn for Delta Airlines as well. And upon that, their shares did drop a little bit upon close of trade yesterday. So we'll see what the travel demand is for the rest of the year, because obviously you've got American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, even British Airways, EasyJet, Ryanair, to name a few, that are going to probably beat quarterly expectations. However, for the rest of Q4, we'll see, because of the fuel crisis, we'll see if that comes into fruition and it hits any stock prices. So let's just take a quick look at JPMorgan Chase first of all. Have it on the daily chart now, and as you can see here, even though we had better than expected earnings, we had this downside push by the end of the session yesterday, and that's quite worrying for bulls, because if we touch this Ichimoku cloud, it is very thin at the moment. So we could fall through it quite significantly, and then if that happens, then I'll be looking at possibly a dive under the 150 mark. So that'll be possibly a $10 drop in the next few trading sessions if it goes in that direction. Obviously, on the flip side of that, we could have another test at the recent high that it hit, just under the $170 mark. So again, we'll see if that comes into fruition at all. Also on the 4-hour chart, we'll just bring it down like I usually do. We are trading still above the Ichimoku cloud, but you can see how precarious it is just above this particular region at the moment. But if we'll have to see if this becomes a little bit bullish on the RSI. If we get a little bit more downside momentum, obviously the divergences there are that it will be quite bullish. So we'll see if there's another chance for another push to the upside, and if we get a little bit more of positivity from these earnings. Just a look at Delta as well. As you can see, we've left. I'll just remove this for you 1 second. So you can see this 5% drop at the end of the trading session here. Like I said, the CEO and economists in general are worried that the fuel crisis, or the fuel shortages and the price hikes that we've seen over the last couple of months across the globe, that we could see the prices start falling even further lower. So a little bit precarious for Delta, even though it was implied, because the tourist industry, the travel industry is getting back on its feet. It doesn't necessarily mean that share prices are going to go with it. So very, very important factor to take into account when trading the earnings report, that you have to look at all variables across the board to make sure you're not going into any traps and going in the wrong direction. So as you can see here, once the market opens a little bit later on, we might see a little bit more of a push to the upside. We are hitting the Ichimoku cloud border now, but it is pretty thin, as you can see here, so there is a good chance that it could actually rebound and start moving higher when the market does open. So just a few things to keep in mind as we go into the earnings seasons. As I said, today we've got a few more big banks in America, big Wall Street banks, and I'm sure that airline stocks will be along shortly as well. So keep an eye on the earnings season calendar, especially as we go into a very, very important season in the year, and as we close out the rest of 2021. So that's all from today. Once again, thanks for joining me, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Bye for now.